According to the surviving monastic chronicle, the event took place during the quiet hours before dawn.
In a time when faith structured every hour of life, even the smallest experiences were carefully recorded. Within that disciplined world, one monk would later describe a moment he could not fully explain. The account begins without interpretation, written only as a record of what was observed.
In that monastery, daily life followed a strict rhythm shaped by silence, prayer, and disciplined routine.
According to the chronicle, each hour was marked not by timepieces, but by ritual and repetition.
Within this structure, the mind was trained towards stillness and constant awareness.
In that isolation, even the smallest disturbance could become deeply noticeable.
Within that quiet order, the monk whose account survived had lived in the monastery for many years.
According to the record, he was known not for visions, but for discipline and restraint.
In the preserved text, his character was described as calm, observant, and deliberate in speech.
During the night in question, he remained alone within a small chamber used for private prayer.
In that chamber, the only illumination came from a single candle placed beside his writing desk.
Inside the prayer chamber, the monk continued his vigil as he had done many nights before. According to the record, nothing unusual had yet disturbed the quiet rhythm of the night.
In the preserved text, he wrote that the silence suddenly felt deeper than before. It was in that moment, he noted, that he first sensed something within the room.
According to the manuscript, the monk remained completely still as the unusual sensation continued. In the quiet chamber, he wrote that the air itself seemed to carry a subtle change.
The chronicle records that he paused his prayer and listened carefully to the silence.
For several seconds, nothing visible appeared within the candle's limited light. Then, according to his written account, something within the darkness began to take form. In the dim candlelight, the monk wrote that a faint outline began to emerge from the darkness. According to the record, the form was not immediately clear, yet it remained distinctly present.
In his words, it appeared neither fully solid nor entirely without shape.
The chronicle notes that the monk did not move, choosing instead to observe in silence.
During those moments, no sound was heard, and no movement broke the stillness of the room.
They called her the Keeper, the one who held the balance between light and shadow.
According to the manuscript, the candlelight seemed to waver gently around the figure. In his careful description, the form neither approached nor withdrew.
The chronicle notes that the monk continued to watch in complete stillness.
During those quiet seconds, the room remained filled with an unusual calm.
In the preserved account, the monk noted that the form seemed to hold its position without movement.
According to the manuscript, no gesture or sound accompanied the presence.
The chronicle records that the monk neither interpreted nor reacted to what he saw.
In the manuscript, the monk wrote that the faint presence slowly dissolved into the surrounding darkness.
According to the chronicle, the chamber returned to the same quiet stillness that had filled it before.
In that moment, the monk remained seated, reflecting silently on what he had witnessed. The record notes that he did not immediately rise or attempt to follow the fading form.
The stillness returned, bringing with it a familiar calm. He sat in the light, contemplating the path ahead. In the quiet hours that followed, the monk reached for parchment to record what had taken place.
According to the manuscript, he wrote the account before the memory could fade. In careful handwriting, he described the encounter exactly as it had appeared.
The chronicle shows no attempt to interpret the event beyond what was observed.
Instead, the record preserves only the sequence of moments that unfolded in that chamber.
According to the monastery record, the written account was later reviewed by senior members of the order. In the preserved notes, no immediate explanation was given for what had been described.
The chronicle indicates that the event was neither dismissed nor confirmed by those who read it.
Instead, the account was carefully preserved alongside other records of daily monastic life. In that way, the encounter became part of the monastery's historical memory.
During that era, unusual spiritual experiences were not entirely unknown within monastic life. According to historical writings, monks often documented moments that felt beyond ordinary understanding.
In many cases, such records were preserved without interpretation or conclusion. The chronicle from this monastery followed the same careful tradition of recording. For those who lived within these walls, the written record itself carried meaning.
In the centuries that followed, countless manuscripts from that era slowly disappeared with time.
For those who lived within these walls, the written record itself carried meaning.
Yet some documents endured quietly within forgotten archives.
Among those surviving pages, the monk's account continued to exist, almost unchanged. In those preserved lines, the encounter remained exactly as it had first been written.
In later centuries, such preserved accounts came to be studied not for certainty, but for understanding.
These ancient records reflect our understanding of the unseen world, bridging the gap between the mundane and the mystical across time.
In that sense, the encounter became more than an isolated moment.
It became part of a larger pattern of recorded human experience across time.
Through these preserved writings, the past continues to offer questions rather than answers.
In these shadows lies the weight of history, a testament to how easily we fade.
According to the evidence that remains, only those moments that were written down endure. Through these preserved records, voices from distant centuries continue to speak quietly.
Some encounters recorded in the past remain beyond simple explanation.
Yet because they were written, these moments still remain within the memory of history.